Hello, everybody. How are you today? I am not in Belize. I am back in St. Louis. And if I just show you around, I am in the middle. I shouldn't even be showing you this, but I am in the middle of getting rid of all of my stuff. So I just want you to see, can you see my backyard? Yeah, the windows and all the green. That's not the ocean. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, but I'm in the middle of unloading all of my stuff. And the reason I'm doing that is because since I've been in Belize and been in a tiny little apartment and I've barely had anything. And it has been so wonderful not having a lot of stuff. So when I came home, I decided that is exactly what I'm going to do today. And for the next 4 or 5 days that I'm here, I'm going to start getting rid of all of my stuff here. And the less stuff I have, the lighter I feel without losing any weight. So, and you know what? All of the coaching that I do really is all about lightening your load. Not just lightening your load by losing weight, but lightening the load that you put on yourself. And hi, Carol. How are you? It's so good to see you. Hopefully we'll be talking soon. Anyway, today I want to talk a little bit more about, since I'm starting a new way of being able to work with me by working in a group that's going to be happening hopefully in September. And if you're interested in finding out more how you can work with me, hi, Connie. You can go to drdebbutler.com/peace and tell me you're interested in this class that I'm getting ready to do. And you know what it's going to be about? I talked about this last week. It's going to be on self-compassion. And I just did another podcast with another podcast listener and coached her. And her biggest fears, and this is what I realized, I know this is the way it was. Hi. This is the way it was for me too, and still is. I want to talk about that a little bit too. What do you do and what do you think? And Carol, you can probably even talk about this a little bit. What do you do and what do you think as you start beginning to lose weight and you start feeling like you know what you're doing and you're feeling really good? What happens in your mind when that starts happening? Hi, Diane. And this is the thing I want you to think about, and this is what really brought it up in this podcast that I did, is that what this woman wanted me to work on with her more than anything was her fear of going backwards. And I thought about that. And then I thought about myself a little bit too, because I'm going to tell you something interesting about myself is, since I've been in Belize, and I want you guys to tell me something. I'm interrupting myself, but am I looking at you? Because I'm trying to look at the camera and not look at myself. And I want to know if when I'm looking at the camera, if it looks like I'm looking at you. So just let me know while I'm talking. But since I've been in Belize, I have lost weight. I don't even know how much because I haven't even had a scale to get on, but I'm going to get on one here. But my clothes fit differently. And, my husband's going, you've lost a lot of weight. Now, here's the interesting thing about it. I'm in Belize. I'm not really doing anything differently. I feel like I'm just listening to my body, doing the same old stuff. But my body is responding very differently to this different environment. I find it fascinating. And what it's starting to do to my head now is I can find old tracks starting to come back on me, like, oh, what's going on here? And then it's like, I really like this weight loss. I never really thought that I was going to lose any weight or didn't really even care about it. I was very happy where I was, but it's very interesting when more weight comes off. And now, what happens in my mind is it's almost like I want to start, I am too, I'll admit, eating emotionally, eating from emotions, eating food when I'm not hungry because, hi Lisa, oh, I'm talking about you. Because I'm so much thinner. Now I'm thinking the same thought is starting to come back into my head. Oh, I'll just eat whatever I want. You know how many people say that to me? I just want to be able to eat whatever I want, and how many times I address that. And then I see the same thing coming back in my mind, like almost like there's something inside of me going like, how fast can we gain this weight back? Seriously. And then I'm thinking about Lisa, who was talking to me about her fear of going backwards. And I'm thinking about all the women that I work with that as they start this journey and they start feeling better about themselves, and then the fear creeps up that they don't think that they can keep it up. And self-sabotage starts coming into the picture because I can see it in myself right now. So what do you do and what do you think? And you got to listen to the podcast that's coming out this Tuesday that I did with Lisa because she's on here. But what do you, because I think the thing is that for me, what I've been doing for the last 10 years works really, really well for me, right? I'm just paying attention. I'm listening. I'm eating when I'm hungry. I'm stopping when I'm full, and I'm looking for joy in the right places. But boy, the creepy thoughts that start coming in when I have this weight loss, people start responding to me and saying, oh my gosh, the biggest thing in America, the best compliment you can give anybody is, oh my gosh, it looks like you lost weight. And I can remember, when I was losing weight, and then when I was gaining weight and losing weight, I loved losing weight just to get compliments. And I can see it happening again. So you have to know in your brain that it is wired. And if you've been thinking something for a long, long time, it comes back. It's coming back on me. It's going to come back on you as you start your journey. It's going to come back. It's just, what do you do when it comes back? Do you believe it? That's the most important thing. Like if it says, uh-oh, you can't keep this up. It's like, what is there to keep up? This is what I'm saying to myself right now. Because what my mind wants to do right now is go, let's eat. Let's just eat, 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 eat. Why? Why is the question. Why? Why do you want to disconnect from yourself? This is what I say to myself. Deborah, why do you want to disconnect from yourself, sweetheart? Now listen, there's that mean part that wants to come in. And this is the difference, is when the mean part comes in and going, look at you. What are you doing? What have we talked about? And you start feeling really, really bad. I think that increases all the emotional stuff inside of you and actually creates the actions of going backwards because you feel bad. And I think the most important thing we can do when we see this type of stuff in ourselves and hear these kind of thoughts in ourselves is where we can go to self-compassion. Because this is the truth. Most of us have been in this wired brain for so many years that it's the most automatic response. So when the most automatic response comes up, what do you do with it? Beat yourself over the head? I think if you're going to beat yourself over the head and be really, really mean, I think that starts self-sabotage. What do you do like when you are feeling really good? Like I'm thinking like I'm feeling pretty good right now. But it's just this weird thing. I was feeling pretty good before too. But it's this thing about weight loss. Like in this culture, it's like, I think the best thing that can happen to anybody is to lose weight. So that people can say to you, oh my God, look at how much weight you lost. What happened? Like now you can get into a beauty pageant because you lost weight. Like there's something so magical about weight loss. Not you look pretty, not anything like that. It's, oh, you lost weight. I think the thing in America for the best compliment is, oh, it looks like you lost weight. Not, oh, you look pretty. Or, oh my God, that was, your mind. It's so gorgeous. Yeah. Being healthy, Carol, is, what about it? Tell me a little bit more when you said that, but being healthy. I just want to hear what you have to say and I'll keep talking. But yes, I think you can't be healthy and want to self-sabotage yourself at the same time, right? You really can't do that. You can't do both things at the same time. So being healthy is more important. Being healthy is more important than being beautiful or looking like you lost weight. But I want to know, of course, it's the most important thing, but what does it trigger? I know for me and for you, it's the most important thing, but does it trigger something in you when you start getting a lot of compliments? That's the thing that I think in my old days, I really think sometimes we like, but no one ever says, hey, you're looking healthy. Right. That's true. Nobody, we don't really care if you're healthy. We just want you to be thin. Except anxiety is triggered. Yes, Carol. Anxiety is triggered when you start getting a lot of compliments. I want to know that because I think anxiety happens, and it's also what I think is really interesting is that why do we need these compliments? Why do we need this validation? Like, don't we have it inside of ourselves? I think that's the most important thing. It's got to come from inside. And really, once you stop this whole cycle of up and down, because the up and down is no one really says, hey, it looks like you're gaining weight. Everybody shuts up. And then when you're losing weight, oh, it looks like you're, and you know what? After I went up and down my weight cycle a million times and stopped losing weight, people still say to me every now and then, oh, it looks like you've lost weight. You really look great. I mean, I hadn't lost any weight in years. So it's just like, it is just the compliment we give to people when we want to tell them that they look good. So for you, I want you to start watching that in yourself. What are you looking for outside of yourself that you can't get from inside of you? And why is it so important what other people say to you? And when they say something, when you start getting, like if you're starting to lose a lot of weight, Carol, like I know you're losing a lot of weight, so I bet you people are all over the place with you. And then where does your mind go? Hi, Roxanne. Good to see you. Oh, my God. All my darlings are here. What do you do when you start losing this weight, Carol, and everybody's all over the place with you? And hasn't that happened to you before? So you got to watch your mind on this. You really have to watch your mind on this because you've got to have self-validation. You have to be able to validate yourself that it's not the weight loss that you're really going for, even though it feels good inside. But what feels best inside is when you start thinking and feeling healthier. But to me, the best thing, the very, very, very best thing is when I'm connected to myself, right? So my body says I'm hungry, I can easily fulfill it. My body says it needs movement, I can easily fulfill it. My body says it's sad, or my body says it's anxious, because all of our emotions talk right through our bodies too. That's where everything comes from. See, Carol says, I try to tell myself that it's for me, not for them. Absolutely. Is it for you? I mean, are you trying to convince yourself? I mean, or is it for you? Because when you say you try to tell yourself, then I'm wondering if it's hard for you to tell yourself, or it's easy for you to tell yourself. Because really, I mean, all these other people do not live inside of you. You live inside of you. You got to live with you. And what you want to do is create great feelings inside of you of how great it feels not only to think that you are beautiful and that you are worthy. Oh, goody, it's becoming easier daily. That's your practice, Carol, really, is to practice that, is to really realize that what's going on here is how good it feels inside of you to be connected to you. And when you're being connected to you, it has to be from an emotional point of view and a physical point of view. That's what feels good. And then, to me, and this is what I said to Lisa on the podcast, what is the very, very best, like, because she was saying that it's so hard to keep doing this. Like, I don't know how long I can keep this up. And I'm going, keep what up? Like, the hardest thing is trying to stay connected to ourselves. And the easiest thing is to disconnect from ourselves. And when we're disconnected from ourselves, we end up on this diet cycle, on and off, up and down, for 30 years, and we're going to call that easy? No. The easy part really is this most beautiful part of the journey of learning to get to know yourself again, right? The hard part is going backwards. The hard part is disconnecting from yourself and thinking that that's a good thing. Disconnecting from yourself and eating foods when you're not hungry and telling yourself it's a great thing. Oh, it's so great. I can eat whatever I want, even if I'm not hungry. Oh, that's so fantastic. I'm so happy for you. That's bullshit. Whoops, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, well, there's no bloopers here. So, bleepers. So, bleep. So, this is what I want to leave you with this week, is that wherever you are, to be, hi, Liz, hi, you're in Europe, I think. Hi. Oh, Liz Shoup just came on. She is not my mother-in-law. What the heck are you? She is my daughter, but she's not really my daughter. She's my daughter-in-law's mother. But I call Liz's daughter my daughter, and she doesn't care if she shares her with me, so I'm good. Okay, I am all off topic now. So this is the way I want to end it for all of you guys, is I put on here the difference between self-sabotage and self-compassion. And as you're on your, Sky, hi. And as you're on your journey, this is really what I want to tell you, is that it's a beautiful journey. Because the journey isn't about depriving yourself so you can lose weight, and it's terrible and it's hard. The journey is getting to know yourself. The journey is getting to know what makes you upset, what makes you happy. The journey is getting to know the foods that fuel you. The journey is getting to know that the older you get, the more connected you are. That, and to be able to stay connected to yourself and treat yourself as if you were your very most beloved. To really, truly love yourself like you love your children, grandkids, spouses, friends, the way you love them, the way you support them, to be able to do that for yourself. So like for a lot of you guys, I would love to invite you to, if you're interested, to take a look at being in my interest group, being interested in my new group that I'm putting on. And you can just sign up at drdebbutler.com/peace if you're interested in, because you'll get all the stuff on it first. And I really think that I really want to help everybody on this journey be less afraid and more excited, and to have the confidence in yourself, to have the type of confidence that you have in yourself in whatever it is you already have confidence in. Because all of us have confidence in some things and maybe not in other things. But where we have our self-confidence, we want to use it in areas where we don't feel as strong. But it's the exact same emotion. Confidence is an emotion. And confidence feels fantastic. And you've got to have confidence when you're on this journey. You have to. And why wouldn't you want it? Right? Why would you want to be walking around thinking this is so hard and I'm not sure how long I can stick with it? It's just thoughts, people. You are so capable of doing this because the rewards, we're all out for rewards, and we're thinking eating a whole gooey butter cake is a reward. The reward is the connection to yourself. That is the reward. The reward is the confidence to know that you can just take care of yourself, that you can feed yourself when you're hungry, that you can stop when you're full, that you can enjoy and eat anything you want. You just have to decide if you want it. That's all. So I'm going to leave you with all of that today. It's so good having all of you here today. I know it's like I can just feel your presence, and I love you all. And I'll talk to you next week. And I want you to be very, very mindful of the self-compassion. And if you see sabotage coming up for yourself, I just want you to be able to be kind and talk to yourself, if you're being mean to yourself, as if you were your most beloved. Be kind to yourself. So from St. Louis, I want to say bye-bye.